Okulwanyisa ekirwadde kya Mukenenya, gavumenti ya Uganda tennaba kufuna mbavu kweyimirizaawo era ekyetaaga abagabi b'obuyambi okugiyambako. Kino kibotoddwa abakugu mu kulwanyisa ekirwadde kino mu nsisinkano etegekeddwa ekibiina ekitaba bannamawulire abasaka amawulire ag'ebyobulamu mu kibiina kyabwe ekya Health Journalists Network Uganda.
We are spending about 300 billion. So when you add what we contribute and what our partners contribute, that takes us to over 2 billion. That's the money that we need to implement HIV interventions. This is a huge amount of money that a poor country like Uganda may not be able to afford on its own. So I can stand here and tell you that we are not about to be on our own in as far as the implementing the interventions for the HIV response is concerned. We will continue to need partners until our economy is strong enough.
Newankubadde nga bino biri bwe biti naye era okusinza ku Dr. Bagambe Vincent okuva mu kitongole kya Uganda AIDS Commission, gavumenti ya Uganda nayo erina kyekola ku kuyimirizaawo enteekateeka ezirwanyisa ekirwadde kya Mukenenya.
Given the circumstances, government of Uganda has done fairly well. Last year alone, government injected over 300 billion in the fight against HIV and AIDS. The 300 billion was largely drugs. The money that goes to national medical stores to procure drugs, antiretroviral drugs. So antiretroviral drugs, there are those that we buy using government of Uganda money, and there are those that we actually get from outside through the contributions of our partners. But for the ones from government of Uganda, we are spending about 300 billion.
Ono era ategeezezza nti gavumenti erina akazito keetadde ku bitongole byayo okulaba nga ekizibu kino kyongezebwamu omuzinzi mu kukirwanyisa.
Equivalent to 0.1% of their budget, and we call that part of HIV mainstreaming. So what does this mean? That if you are National Water and Sewage Corporation or Ministry of Water, you have a budget of say 100 billion, then 0.1% of that budget, which would be 100 million, should be dedicated to activities for HIV and AIDS. And the reason for that is that we know that the government departments interface with the community. So when you total all the government departments, agencies, and districts, that equals about 34, 35 billion, which is almost 10 million US dollars per year. So in addition to the other 300 billion we talked about, there is also about 35 billion, which is availed through or implementation of ministries, departments and agencies.
Ono agambye nti balina n'enteekateeka ze balina okulaba nga obulwadde buno butuulibwa ku nfeete omuli okutuukira bannamawulire abakulembeze ku mitendera egy'enjawulo n'ebintu ebirala. Mu nsisinkano y'emu era yeeyungiddwako ne Silivia ng'ono y'omu ku abo abatunuulidde ennyo mu kulwanyisa ekirwadde kya Mukenenya mu bantu ab'enjawulo.
The role of community in sustaining the response would mean that for us to have strategic partnerships programmatically, what does that mean? So I remember at the launch of the National Health Community Health Strategy from the Minister and the Permanent Secretary, the word that kept on coming out of their mouth is we should stop working in silos.
Yise Chigongo kulwa Channel 44 Oreguro.